Susie Saves the Day. Susie Saves the Day by Daniel Hardiker, illustrated by Nicolette. It was an ordinary day at Triton Elementary. Students swam through the halls trying to get to their classroom. Susie Sea Turtle was eager for another day of learning in class with Mr. Stingray. Susie also loved going to school to spend time with all of her friends in class. But on this day, Susie saw something peculiar happen as she was on her way to the bathroom. Angie Angelfish and some other girls from class were shouting something at Oliver Octopus. "Don't get in my way again! Your legs take up so much of the hallway none of us normal-sized creatures can get by," shouted Angie. "Yeah, now scram!" said one of the other girls. Oliver floated out of their way as they pushed past him. Susie wasn't sure what to do. She was never close with Oliver, so she didn't feel comfortable saying anything. Oliver was a very quiet boy and never really had many friends. He kept to himself and never said much of anything. Susie just hurried past and kept on her way. The next day, Susie saw the same thing happen again. "What's the matter, Ollie? You have 8 arms and you can't even keep a grip on your books," said Angie as she smirked and knocked his books out of his hands. Susie felt bad because she knew Oliver hated that name. He had said so when Mr. Stingray introduced him as Ollie Octopus on his first day. But Susie was too nervous to say anything to him, so she just walked by again, pretending she hadn't seen anything. This went on all week, poor Oliver getting picked on again and again by one of the most popular girls in school. At this point, everyone had started to dislike Oliver, just because they wanted Angie to like them. Susie felt so bad, so when she got home, she talked to her mom. "Mom, there's this boy in school who keeps getting picked on. I feel bad for him, but I don't know him at all," she said, explaining the story to her mother. "Well, don't you think you should step in and say something, Susan?" her mother said. "But how can I say something to everyone in class? There's no way that they'll all listen to me," complained Susie. "Even if you can't change the world, helping out one person in need can change their world." Sure enough, the next day, something happened again, and this was the worst of all. Susie was just sitting down at a table with her lunch when she saw Oliver walking by with his lunch tray out of the corner of her eye. Suddenly, Angie stuck out her tail and tripped Oliver, causing him to fall and drop his tray. As the food spattered all over, Susie got up and started swimming towards Oliver. That's when she saw it. A pool of black liquid began to appear around him. "Ollie inked himself!" screeched one of the girls in the cafeteria. Susie watched as everyone in the lunchroom began laughing at Oliver. She hurried over and saw tears streaming down his face as he sat on the ground in the pool of ink. "Oliver, are you all right?" she asked as she got down next to him. Oliver just sat there crying. "This isn't right, Angie. This went too far. We should be nice to Oliver. He's never done anything to hurt us, so why is everyone being mean to him? Maybe we should try getting to know him and be his friend." "Whatever," said Angie with a disappointed look on her face as she stormed out of the cafeteria. Susie turned back to Oliver, who, to her surprise, was no longer crying. "Thank you so much, Susie. No one has ever stood up for me before. You saved me," he said, tears turning into a beaming smile. "Come on," said Susie. "Let's get you cleaned up, and then we can go talk to Mr. Stingray about Angie and the others." For the first time that week, Susie walked home feeling like she had done the right thing.
When you see somebody getting bullied, you should take them and go tell a teacher.
Bullying someone, you should stand up for the person that's being bullied, not just be a bystander. If you see a bully, don't join in with the